What's up, YouTube people? It's I, the Grateful Recovering Addict, bringing you another segment of Hypodermically Speaking, Confessions of a Spoon Cooker, Pardon the Recovery. Today's video, what I want to get into is, I took some time this weekend. I got off from work, so I was able to take the time to reflect on life and the events that led up to this point, this moment in time, right? I'm where I need to be. I may not be where I want to be exactly, but I am where I need to be. So, to give you like a brief history, speed it up a little bit, go fast forward. I'm from New York City, born and raised. Went to school in Queens, went to high school in the Bronx. Both my parents worked over there. And then we moved to New Jersey, right? So a lot of the behavior when I was a child, when I was a kid growing up, before we moved to New Jersey, contributed to my, basically how it turned out, right? If I had stayed in New York, it might have went a different way. Maybe not. I don't know. But what happened was I moved to New Jersey, and that's when I started messing around heavily with the drugs and the alcohol, right? So what happened with me was I became dependent. I was an addict. I was an alcoholic. Today, I'm a grateful, recovering alcoholic and addict. But there was a time where I lied to myself where I could be a functioning addict and alcoholic. I didn't know anything about recovery. My only experience with somewhat of a recovery was when the judge recommended I go to do some meetings. I get some sheet signed and had to turn it in, and I didn't take that serious. I signed the sheet myself and give it in and make it up, right? I figured out how to get away with it. But I did go to a few meetings, so I saw what they look like, but I didn't know anything much more past that because I didn't choose to listen and pay attention. The last few years, though, of course, it was the opiates, it was the heroin, it was the fentanyl. I didn't know what fentanyl was until I overdosed from it. This was back in the Set Boyden projects in Newark. I used to go down and pick up by Freeland Heisen in Newark, and this Stratford place by the Clinton Ave, the little, like behind the project buildings, the garden, right? So it was heroin for the longest time. You mix it up, be like iced tea in your spoon, right? And the works. And then it became fentanyl. And that's what just it's killing everybody. So back to reflecting on my life. 2018, 2019 was the period of time where it led to all this chaos, misery, and destruction. It was a whole path of that before, but it culminated to those years to where something clicked, where it just wasn't the way I wanted to live anymore. I got my second DUI, right? I should have gotten 3. I talked my way out of one of them, right? I bullshitted the cops and I got away with it. Should have been my third. I should have went to shit threw me away. I could maybe have learned my lesson better. The girlfriend I had at the time, we were both using, and I didn't do anything to stop it, and she ended up basically on her own, overdosed and died. And I got the phone call, they told me that they found her and she's dead. And I didn't believe it at first, but she's not here anymore. So I had another friend. I had a friend. He committed suicide. He hung himself, right? Because he was under the influence, and he had a lot of stuff in his life going on that I guess he found overwhelming. He couldn't handle it. I saw him 2 days before he did what he did, and I was with my girl driving by, the one who also died. We drove past the house, and there was cops everywhere, so we didn't stop. We were gonna go hang out with him. We were all gonna do drugs together, and we ended up going to his cousin's house, and his cousin said, no, he hung himself. So 2018, 2019 was, looking back at it, was the worst years of my life, because there was so much just in a short period of time, just destruction, chaos, misery, death, just problematic. And even I found myself in a situation, because after all this, I went insane more than usual 2019, the summer of 2019, where I pretty much was on a path for self-destruction. I pretty much figured I'd kill myself, right? I had all this money from work and stuff saved up. I had a lot of, money, right? So every day after I lost my job and I was collecting unemployment, I was able to sell all the gold and silver I had, plus the money I had saved. So I was just every day just getting high, right? Every day going down Newark, getting I didn't start smoking crack until my girlfriend died. Because at that point, I go down there, I'm just like, just give me everything, whatever the dealer got, give me everything you got. I'll take it all. And that was an everyday thing. Towards the end of the summer, everything started dwindling away. The money, didn't have the money, so I was, I put myself like $100,000 in debt one summer, and like even the people in my sober house don't believe me, but I show them on my phone the debt payment resolution program people I'm involved with to pay it back. There's like a bar chart where it tells you who you owe, how much they settled for, and how much you're in the process of paying it. So now you see that like I did really close spend to about $100,000 in one summer on drugs just on myself. That's crazy, and I'm still here. I don't even know. Couldn't even tell you. So 2019, that happened. It was bad. It was really bad. Reflect on that, but also not only just because of drugs and everything else I mentioned, just my family too, because I have, a younger brother, and he saw me at the worst of my addiction that traumatized him, scared him. He's hesitant to even be around me, to talk to me. I have to give it time and mend that relationship, fix that relationship when he's ready, right? I can't force anything. So while waiting for this can happen, I'm doing what I have to do. Make sure my parents are okay, because now that I wasted all this time, last 10, 15 years of getting high and drunk and getting arrested and a whole bunch of unnecessary nonsense, right? I could have spent that time doing something more constructive, better. I could have not been in a house like this. Could have had my own house. Could have a car, not crashed all these cars. Could have had wife, kids, family, money, everything that's people want in life. Like I said, I'm where I need to be. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm where I need to be. I accept this and I appreciate it. I'm grateful because I am in the sober house. The manager. I'm one of the managers. Me and this other guy. So we're like splitting it, co-manager, right? Gotta be at least two people. I got the single room, rent reduction. It's good, right? Because you move into the sober house, you're in a 4-man room, then you move into a 3-man room and 2-man room as time progresses, and you make it through the program. You stick around for it, right? You give yourself the time. You get a year, 2, 3, 4 years clean, keep going. Some people here, they take it serious. Some people don't. Some people, I don't know if their parents pay their rent. I don't know if they got money from somewhere. I don't know if they're all millionaires. I don't know if they're undercover investigative journalists for the New York Times looking to do an expose on the recovery and over here in New Jersey. I don't know. But back to the reflection, right? So I keep trailing off. I'm reflecting on my life and how I started out as a kid, how I had every single opportunity. I was basically had a head start, right? And then I was watching this video about some guy joking about how, like, I think it was George Carlin. He's like they give the kids the early head start, and then how are they still left behind? So it's kind of like I got always not a head start, but I was quick growing up. I was quick. I was able to read, write, speak, walk, right? All that stuff as a kid, right? I excelled in a lot of various aspects of life, I guess. I wasn't, not no genius. I wasn't going to be president or anything like this, but I did well in school. I was social. I had friends. I did sports, girls, work. I was able to get a job. I was able to, behave when I wanted to, but I was a troublemaker. So I would like to go out and cause trouble, fights and breaking windows and shoplifting. So that early behavior made me think, like, especially like watching like movies like Goodfellas and Casino and Paid in Full and whatever. It made me think like, oh, I'm gonna live that lifestyle. When like that's not a lifestyle you should aspire to live. If you find yourself in a situation where you have to behave in that kind of way to survive, it is what it is. No one wants to go from living a good life to putting yourself in harm's way, right? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you go from being good to bad? It doesn't make sense unless you have no choice. You have to be bad and you have to be tough because otherwise you're going to get hurt, right? But there was no one out there to hurt me. I put myself in those situations to get hurt. Didn't learn from them. Just kept repeating the process, the insanity. Just kept repeating the cycle. So reflecting on everything, right? That's what the video is about to reflect. It's now that I'm at where I'm at, I got some decent amount of time to put together. I'm employed, the house manager for this house. I have the single room. I have, a lot of nice things, as you can see in the room, right? Like, it's a nice single room, right? I got a couple of nice things, but it don't mean nothing. I have nice things. It just allows me to live more comfortably, and I had to earn this. I had to go in the foreman room, work my way up, and acquire space and acquire things and stuff just to get me through. Because all the stuff you see here, like the cases of water and the food and the books and all this stuff, is just to help my time go by comfortably so I could go about do my other stuff. I told you I didn't have work this weekend, so I'm using the time to get stuff done. I got my laundry done. I cleaned out my boots because they were soaked because it rained on Friday. Went a little bit grocery shopping, got a couple things. Did some stuff around the house, cleaned the lint trap for the dryer. Set up the new security cameras. Cleaned my work uniform. I did the laundry, right? And what else? Went to a meeting yesterday with the guys in the house. Took the guys on a walk. None of them wanted to go out. It was beautiful. It was nice and sunny. So I told them, let's go for a walk. Went for a walk. So you got to be. There's certainly principles you learn. You should learn. You're gonna learn if you're in a situation where you have a problem with substances like drugs and alcohol, or even like you have a problem with gambling or sex or whatever the vice may be, right? Whatever your thing is, you're looking to abstain from that because it's doing nothing good for you. It's just ruining your life and everyone around you in your life. It's imperative, it's important to know that you can recover, you can get this peace of mind, this spiritual awakening, right? You have to really want it, because it only works if you want it. If you don't want it, you won't get it. You won't even have a chance of getting it. And you always want to do what you can to be the best version of yourself. You want to strive to become the best version of yourself because that's all you have. That's the point of this existence. You want to become the best version of yourself because you can help yourself and others. And you got to be becoming and working towards becoming the best version of yourself until your higher power, God, calls you to come home, because that's it. If you're not, you're wasting your time in this existence, in this reality, on this planet, right? You're not doing anything beneficial, positive for anybody. So nowadays, I do what I need to do. Not always get a chance to do what I want to do, but I find time to also enjoy myself, but I have to do what I need to do. So if I have to go to work, I go to work, because work gives me sense of duty, purpose, a sense, not complete, right? But it gives me a sense of duty and purpose to go there. And plus I need the paycheck. I don't always want to go to a meeting. I'd rather stay in the house, in the bed, watching some TV, movies or whatever, ordering some food. But I go because I need to go. I need to hear the message. I need to be able to hear the message so I can share my strength, experience, and hope with others and help someone else too, because I go there to get help for myself so I can help the next one. I do what I need to do when I have to help my family now. I'm there, I make myself available. Even if it's my only day off of the week and I want to rest, I still go up to see my parents, and whatever they need, I do. Last week, I went to there because they needed help. And I did the gutters. I had to climb up on the roof. I hate heights, and I redid the whole gutters for the house. I don't like that kind of work, but I did it because they couldn't do it themselves, so I helped them. And I didn't want nothing for it. I didn't even ask. I'm not supposed to ask. It's just I did it for them, and then we watched the movie afterwards, and I went to a meeting that night. That's how that day went, and that was awesome. It was a great day. And also in this video, I want to reflect the fact that I noticed a few things. Like I was back in 2019 in the rehab, detox rehab. And I was in there, I didn't know nobody. I was just following the program, still, fresh, still new. And I thought to myself at the time, like, what would happen if, there was like a worldwide like situation happening, that the pandemic happened back in 2020, but this was 2019. So I'm thinking like, what would happen? Because they wouldn't allow us to watch TV that was like up to date, letting you know what's going on in the outside world. There wasn't no news, no newspapers, you didn't have phones. But I thought to myself at that time, like, what would happen to us if something was going on in the world where it was a big deal? And would we know about it? Or would we just wake up at the rehab and all the staff would not be there because something happened and they went to be with their families or prepare for it, and we were just kind of like, okay, But I thought about it that back when, right? And then I moved to they recommended I go to a halfway house. So they brought me to this halfway house, and I'm in the halfway house, and I got a few months of work while I was living there. And then 2020, the whole pandemic thing happened. So I was like, oh, they brought back that the memory of when I thought of it back when I was in the detox rehab. So that happened. That changed a lot of stuff. That changed everything, because that whole thing with the jab, that was, if you got in the jab, like, look, I know people close to me that got in it because they had to, because of work. They needed to keep their jobs. I totally get that, but that was just a test to see who's gonna be conditioned to, television is telling you, the doctor on the TV is telling you, get this, you need it, and then why would you line up to get it for the third time if the first two didn't work, or they said it's just nonsense. It's just some kind of just propaganda, So that happened, made me think about stuff. I had a lot of people too. We had discussions about it, what's going on with the rest of the world, with the masks and with the vaccine and with the economy, because we printed all this money to give people all this stimulus money, and a lot of people abused it. They stole the money for the PPP and all the loans and stuff. So now that the dollar basically is being devalued, you have China and Russia buying up all this gold, and they basically going to devalue the dollar to the point where, like, if you ever see project buildings, right, like poor neighborhoods looking really good, then the economy is doing bad, because everybody's going down that way to buy their drugs. If you see the project buildings and those kind of places not doing so good, it's because the economy is doing good and people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, you got all these politicians, all these like crooks in Washington. They all basically looking to, like, when you sit down to play cards with your friends, yeah, you might be having a nice friendly game, but basically you're sitting at a table everybody's looking to rob everybody, because you're looking to win, take their money. It's the same thing with the crooks. The crooks are on TV, cameras are rolling, they lying to the people, they promising, but not, fake promises. They're not going to do anything with what they say. As soon as the cameras are off, they're going to go sit down with each other like this is their opponent. No, they're going to sit down with that same person when the camera's off, sit down, eat with them, and laugh and be like, how stupid these people are. They think they divide and conquer. They can be Republican, the Democrat. It don't make a difference, because they're all the same thing, right? They're all working for they're on the same web. They're on the same network. They're on the same, collaborating with the same evil, crooked people to push an agenda to control everybody, because they print all the money. They have all the money in the world. Maybe not each specific group. I'm not saying like every Freemason is rich, has money, but they are well-to-do. But they evolved in that little circle with the rest of them, and they looking to conspire against the regular people that they want to take advantage of, that they want to control. For what? Why not just kill us completely and don't even have us exist? But no, they feed off of that control. They like having people basically enslaved. They like watching us suffer, be miserable. Those are those kind of people that do those kind of things, because that's what they want to do. Regular people like you and me, we don't do that. I see someone struggling, I want to help them. I'm always going to help somebody as long as it don't hurt me and hurt them. If I'm able to, I will. If I'm not able to, I will tell them, I listen, I wish, I can't, but you need to figure it out. They just going to lie, smile to your face, and put you in harm's way, and enjoy it, right? So my reflection is like this right now, with everything I just talked about in the last, 20 minutes. I'm glad I got clean and sober. I'm glad I'm not out there doing what I was doing, right? Doing drugs, drinking, robbing people, and causing mayhem and chaos, right? I have to live with my choices. I have to live with the decisions I've made and the consequences that came from it, right? I'm never going to probably be like I was a kid thinking I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be this and that. No, I have to live and accept my reality, where I am who I am. I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not to do it to get famous or rich or any of that kind of stuff. It's just, I want to live comfortably. I want to survive. I don't want to have to owe nobody. I don't want to have to be told what to do. I just want to go be free, enjoy my freedom, salvage whatever I can left of my life, because I don't know what my expiration date is. And appreciate the people I got in my life, because even though I may say like some shit about this house, how much I hate like waking up smelling 10 different guys' asshole every day, the people I live with are awesome. They're great people. They're all here for the same reason. They all take their recovery serious. They all apply themselves, and they do what they got to do. And if somebody isn't, we all hold ourselves accountable, we hold each other accountable, and we motivate and we push people to do better for themselves. So this is a good environment to be in. It's very positive, beneficial, and great for recovery. This house we're in right now, has the best reputation of all the sober houses in New Jersey. I wish I could tell you the name. I don't want to blow anybody's spot up. It's supposed to be anonymous, so I'm not going to get into all that. But this house has been having, from what I've been told by people at the meetings, we have the best reputation. We have a good success rate. We have a good core of guys. We have people that in this house that do what they do. Plus the owners of the house, they are great people. They, you know, they're reliable. They help us. They go above and beyond to make sure we have what we need in this house. You know, they're very good people, and I appreciate what they do for people in this situation. So to reflect, to break it down, what I wanted to say in this video, if this video helps you, great. If it motivates you, inspires you, it gives you a message of strength, experience, and hope, great. That's what I'm shooting for. But at the same time too, just know that if you are suffering, if you are finding yourself in a situation that I described myself being in a few years ago, you can too change your life, but you have to want to. And there is help out there. And wherever you find yourself in, wherever you wind up in, based on the decisions you make, you got to be the one that stays positive. You got to want to continue to stay motivated. And you got to be the one that's going to put in the work, because you can't be, not going to begin, a handout is not going to get you nowhere. No one's going to do it for you. No one can get clean for you but you. You got to want to do that. And if you don't know, there's people you could talk to. You could like reflect, you could pray, you could meditate, you could read some books. You have to take these steps to develop that mindset to get there. It's all about your mindset. So thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment, share. How that whole YouTube thing works. And I hope I get more days off from work and make a few more videos. So, till next time.